Hello everyone, Richard Carlton. Welcome to another awesome day of FileMaker training, and welcome to fmtrain.tv, where every day we're doing great FileMaker training. It's very, 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 very exciting. So today is another exciting event. In fact, we have a first-time guest speaker here. We're going to get into that momentarily. As a reminder, fmtrain.tv, you can visit our website at fmtrain.tv. The .tv, it's not .com, .tv, right? This is the upcoming broadcast schedule. Today is going to be Mr. Watson. We call him Dr. Watson, but then he said that was his wife, Mr. Watson. He's here today and tomorrow. And then we're going to pick up the authorized.net conversation on Friday, which is pretty exciting. And then some more credit card processing Monday. Next week, class event, SSL certificates revisited. And then a little bit more with Nick Hunter. And then I know that Dr. Mr. and Mrs. Watson will be here again for another couple days. Can't see them on the schedule right here, but they are on tap. So this is if you visit fmtrain.tv. As a reminder, a bunch of you are awesome followers. You're here all the time. We greatly appreciate it. These live streams are kind of a stream of consciousness, kind of a conversation that happens. Some of you very much dislike a free-flowing conversation where we take questions from the audience. So we take questions here, Twitch, YouTube, Discord. Please give us your first name maybe and your city or state you're from so we know where you're at. And feel free to ask questions in flight. This is great. Now, if you want dedicated FileMaker training, 100 hours of video training end-to-end on Pro, Go, Server, Web, Direct, Cloud 1, Cloud 2, Cloud 3, Cloud 4, everything that Claris has minus Connect, then you want to go to the fmtrain.tv webpage and press the bundle button. And this is how you can get great training and also support this channel. It's 2 for 1, right? Because I generally have to pay my team to put this together, to produce it. Then to clean it up after we do the live stream, we have to sanitize it, get rid of all the spicy, not safe for work content. That way it's all like very G-rated, Disney grade basic stuff. So if you can support the channel by having one of these annual bundles, we greatly appreciate it. It really supports things. So Christian Olsen was having a conversation with the alleged gentleman that's on the live stream today. And so Christian, why did you invite him today, and who is he and why do we care about what he is?
So I became aware of fmWatson when I very first started actually with RCC and FileMaker. A engineer who was teaching me showed me this cool program, our database called fmSyntax or Syntax Colorizer. And I've used it ever since. And earlier this year, I was making up a new demo, the Wolves toolbox that we demoed.
Yep.
And while working on that, I thought about showing this file off that I've used for so many years. And then I stopped and I'm like, why am I going to show off someone else's database? Frankly, I didn't even think that I knew all the things that it did. So for the first time ever, I reached out to Mr. Watson to, number one, tell him how much I love his product and products, and two, to see if he would maybe be interested in coming to our stream to showing it off. A bit of a friendship, I'm hoping, has formed. And we corresponded back and forth like nice pen pals. And we eventually actually got on the phone. And Mr. Watson blew my mind. He showed me not only things I didn't know that the Syntax Colorizer could do, he showed me what his other apps do that I had never really played with, and it just seemed like such a cool opportunity for me to learn and everyone else to come along.
How much is this? How much is this stuff, right? Because it sounds like an amazing product. How much is he charging for this?
Well, after you send your credit card to Brad Freitech, I think we can work out a pretty reasonable fee of $0. If I'm not mistaken.
So this is like free stuff today. It sounds like a product. So it's a free product, kind of thing?
I would call it tools, and I'm sure Mr. Watson here will give us a better definition, but I look at these as developer tools. Those of you out there, which is pretty much all of you who love to tinker with FileMaker, I think that you're just going to love these streams because what you're going to see is him showing off all these various ways to help make your workflow more efficient and just some really cool stuff. And, we've come to the streams with like a demo file. Nick does this frequently, and it's really cool. It does this one thing. But these are really kind of comprehensive files that I'm actually hoping that by the end of November, after I learn a lot from this, that I'll be using more of these because the Syntax Colorizer has very much been a file that I've used over the years that is instrumental to me with working with scripts. But Russell gave me a peek at what some of these other tools do, and I think that they're going to start to become part of my daily or weekly repertoire.
Real quick, so from my perspective, I know Watson from a slightly different angle. Whenever there was, you know, shenanigans and mayhem and things that were kind of stupid happening with Claris's testing processes, he would always chirp up and say, hey, does this make sense? And I'm not sure it makes sense. And so he's been very active in the world of testing, I guess, along with a lot of the people that we have here on the live streams. He's a big contributor in that way. So whether people realize this or not, he's one of the kind of a silent moving force in the FileMaker community. It's kind of like a great white shark that you don't really see. And it's under the water, and it's kind of pushing on Claris a little bit. And if enough sharks and whales and stuff push on Claris, they move the boat a little bit. And that's kind of what's been happening. So, so I want to kick it off. So Christian, I'm going to let you two manage this together. I'm going to put the Slack or the Slack full screen. I want to welcome everyone.
All right. Well, I don't have anything else. I said I'm as excited here to participate as I am to watch. So, Mr. Watson, are you able to go ahead and share your screen? I think it'll stop sharing mine.
I can share my screen. I can share my screen as well.
Oh, there we go. Now I can see you.
Yeah.
I can also wave at the people. I don't know whether
it's whoever's talking the most. Whoever talks the most gets the screen.
So if I talk, blah, 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 and then I go, hi,
that's
peeps.
you.
Okay, great. Nice little introductions. I'll say introductions. It's me. I'm Mr. Watson. I've got a tiny little presentation here to basically show who I am. It's really short, so I'll play it and see if it works. Oh, am I sharing? I'm not even sharing yet. That's
no.
Oh my God, you can't see a thing here, can you? Okay, first of all, I've got to find that here. I've got to press that there. And okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get that out of the way. Get that back over there. This is absolutely normal, everybody. Okay, so we're now ready to go.
There we go. Yes.
Now you see something. So that's me. I'm Mr. Watson. Hey, Mr. Watson. I'm English. I'm German. I'm FileMaker. This is my stuff coming up now. That's kind of like my jingle kind of thing. So I'm Mr. Watson of MrWatson.de of fmWorkMate.com. I'm a FileMaker developer, have been for ages. And I work a lot, 24/7 FileMaker, and I have a lovely family with a wife and 3 children. And everything I'm showing you today kind of like exists in the little space between these two places. It's my hobby development, which I do alongside my daily programming, and you know, you make a little tool to help with some job, and you know, you make another little tool, and then you make another little tool, and then one day you think, well, maybe these tools are useful for somebody else. And today is hopefully the culmination or the beginning of the end, or the end of the beginning, where I get round to showing you what these tools are. So I'm going to start off quickly with a example file that I mentioned in the live stream a week ago in the margin, so to speak. We got some stuff going on here. I'll tell you all about this guy later. That's my little FM Launchpad tool, which is not working in a minute. This thing here, we talked about, Nick talked about last week about card windows, and I mentioned in the notes that a good thing you can do, a nice thing you do with card windows, is a popover card window. And since then, I've made this little demo file, which I want to show you. Mr. Watson's popover. Okay, look at that. It's you know, normal kind of thing. We'll open it from where it's actually sitting on the desktop. Don't move files, which are here we go. So this is the little baby that I've made. Popover card windows is a technique for replacing something like this. Here I've got a list of my tools. This isn't my tool. This is just a little demo file, which I'm using to kind of like introduce you to my tools and show you this little popover card window technique. This is a normal layout with 3 popovers. Here I can choose a folder and say, show me the development tools. Oh, there's nothing in the development tools at the moment. Maybe I put them into the mind-blowing tools. Or maybe I've broken everything. No, they're in text mode. Where are they all? Where are my development tools gone? Development tools. Oh, look, I put no more utilities. Where do I put them? Where do I put them? There, good. No, that's not them. 1 second. Ah, here, not in a folder. Good. So we've got this thing up here, which is a portal, and I can choose what I want to see. I've got a portal here where I can say, I want to put this tool in the development tools folder, and then I can put them all back where they're meant to be at the start. Okay, I can put that back here and put it in the development. And each of this little pop-up thing is a normal popover. Yeah, hold on, ping, 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 put that back. That's a development tool, and this is a development tool. Okay, so this is where we were supposed to start. Okay, here we have the development tools, and I can say, show me the development tools. And here we see fmWorkMate, fmCheckmate, the fmCheckmate XSLT library, FM Database Analyzer, fmSyntaxColorizer, and fmAutomate. I've got another little menu here, which is move all of the items that I've got on the screen. And so I can say, these are all mind-blowing tools. So now they're in the mind-blowing tool set. Okay. This is technique number 1, where you just have popovers. So I've got 3 almost identical portals in 3 different places on my layout. Not very efficient. So if we go on to the next technique, this is the same, but with a new technique, and that is with multiple card windows. So now when I click here, I get a card window with the show folder. So now I can look at text tools, and there's FM Text Converter, FM Text Diff, and FM Text Multiplier, FM Text Series. They're my 4 text tools. That was this card window. Here I've got another card window, which, because it's another layout, is slightly off center and not quite right. And down here I've got a 3rd card window, which has got different coloring in the background. So separate layouts in card windows are not very good for keeping things together. So we're going to go on to the next technique. And the next technique is we're going to have a single card window, and each of the buttons passes a parameter to the card window, so that every view of the card window is exactly the same. They all do different things. So if I put my debugger on and click a button here, we see it's passing the folder ID of what it wants to do. So into this script, and this script is also picking up a $$ variable to say what this button should now do. Okay, so we're going to move the item because we're in the move item parameter fence there. But the whole thing's still like, a card window in the middle of the window, which is not so very nice. We're going to go on to the last technique, and that is MrWatson's popover card window technique. And that is a combination of popovers and card windows. So when I click here, oh, look, we get a card window at exactly the right place. So here I can say, show me my text tools, or I can click it again and say, show me the remote tools. And over here, if I click here, I've got a card window in here in the right place. It's the same window, same layout, but it's been positioned correctly. Oh, hold on. I've moved those to remote tools. Let's move them back to, what is that? FM Log Analyzer. That's a development tool. Yeah, okay, and down here I've got another one. Is that? So how is this working? It's quite easy. I'll show you in the background quite quickly, and then we'll get on to what we're here for, which is the tools. And that is here we've got a normal popover, but it's empty. But the important thing is it's got a script trigger, and the script trigger calls a central script and passes the name of the popover. That is the show folder is the name of this object. Okay, it's the name of this object. And then the big script, when we go look at it, technique 4, here, bloody, blah. Yeah, technique 4, it's like, a long script, it does lots of stuff, but the important thing is, where have I got it? It does here. it uses getLayoutObject attribute to read the left top width and height of the popover. And so FileMaker uses its very clever positioning technique to position the popover, which means that if I click on a popover down here, the window appears upwards. And if I click on one up here, it appears downwards. So it's got the very clever logic in the background. And all I do is I read out where it is, and with a little bit of jiggling and moving around, so it's in exactly the right place. I open the card window at the right coordinate so that it covers the popover, and you can see the popover shadow in the background. Very nice. The only thing you need to think about is that when you close it, you need to close the window and close the popover. So closing the window and the popover. Okay, so that's my little popover card window technique. Oops, that is for you. Do I have no?
Hey,
here,
Russell, I want to jump in for just 2 seconds here. So for those watching, we normally share our demo files through a similar or a normal kind of process. So I'm working on getting Margs the demo files that we have for you. But just so everyone else is aware too, fmWatson does have all of his files hosted for free on his GitHub, which I've shared on Discord, and we can work on sharing elsewhere. But we will share them through our normal means. So I just want to give people a heads up on that.
Let's sum it up simply to say this is a little demonstration file which is available on GitHub. If you just search for MrWatson -DE in GitHub, you'll find my side and you'll find it there. It's called Mr. Watson's Popover Card Window Technique. Just download the file and have a look, and you'll get an idea of what's going on by just looking at the file. I wanted to use it just to show that I mentioned last week, and to get a little overview of the tools. Today, we're going to look at fmSyntaxColorizer, this guy here. So that's our focus for today, fmSyntaxColorizer. And fmScript, where was that? fmScriptWorkspace. That's another of my tools that's also in focus today. And with that, I will, I think, move straight on and show. Now I can say here and show me what's in focus today. In focus today are these two things, fmSyntaxColorizer. Okay, we'll put this thing away and we'll open up fmSyntaxColorizer and I will show you what it does. This is fmSyntaxColorizer, which is one of my tools. And this is a completely normal FileMaker script. Yeah, we've got a completely normal FileMaker script. Here, if you scroll up and down, it looks kind of, you know, like normal, doesn't look too bad. Doesn't seem to be, oh, okay, we can see here there's something commented out. But, you know, it's like we got not very many colors and we don't have much information about what's wrong. There is a little right-click thing. If you right-click on the script name, you can use the FileMaker built-in check for problems, and FileMaker finds a few things for you. So an exit loop if missing a condition, some commented out stuff because it was in German when I pasted it in. Yeah, so you've got that. That's what FileMaker provides to find problems. There's another source of help, and that is our good old friend Mbs Plugin. Where do I need to go here? I want to go to Preferences and to Plugins and turn my Mbs Plugin on. And with the Mbs Plugin, we get several things. If I close my script workspace and open it again, we see that the Mbs Plugin has offered some searching stuff. So I can look for the word show and it highlights the various things up. It's turned on variable checking. And I've got some colors, but I think the colors are there because I've already colorized my scripts. You seem to have no Mbs plugin. Okay, I'll close FileMaker and start that again because the MBS plugin wasn't enabled when I started FileMaker, and so fmSyntaxColorizer was a bit confused. I'll tell you about this FM Launchpad thing a little bit down the line a bit. So we want to go back into fmSyntaxColorizer. So here we are. We're in fmSyntaxColorizer. It's recognized that we've got an MBS plugin with a little tick here. And I can say, look here, give me all the MBS extras. No, here. I can click that. I can turn them all off and I can turn them all on. And that turns on and off all the various things the MBS plugin provides for us. I'm going to turn them all on, and you get a search box in the script workspace. You get tooltips in the debugger. You get a field and table IDs in the database schema. But that's just the first thing. What we want to do is to colorize our scripts. And if we click here on the colorize button, then we can go into the script workspace and we see here, okay, now we've got lots of lovely colors, which are not just pretty colors, they have meaning. So what have we got? Here we've got slightly different colors for markdown heading. So a markdown heading 1 is a bit darker. Markdown heading 2 with 2 hash signs at the beginning is a little darker, and markdown heading 3 with 3 hash signs at the beginning is again a slightly different color. Also similar to markdown, markdown is this method of writing formatting simply kind of like in the internet, and I've built it into the Syntax Colorizer. You can use a little backspace tick to say, in this comment, I've got some code. So put a tick in there, and then it gets formatted as in a code color. And then we've also got some special @ keywords. So in your documentation, in your comments, you can use ram1 pass the name. So you can use little @ tags to document your script a bit more. Down here we've got purple things, and these purple things mean this is an interactive step. So if you've got a script which starts out as a manual script where you click a button and then it does something and it asks questions and then does the process, and later you decide, oh, you need to automate this script, then you need to get rid of the manual stuff. And the purple color helps you recognize where there are manual steps. Show custom dialog, that needs a user to click a button. Halt script, well, that needs a user to do the next thing. And I bet we've all done it. Have we all done it? If you say find enter find mode, EFM. If you do enter find mode, who hasn't forgotten to turn off this pause? When you've got no coloring, it's very easy to forget it, but with coloring, you see immediately, aha, it's purple. I forgot to turn my pause off. And then you see, okay, it's now a normal step, and it's not going to stop here and pause and wait for interaction from the user. So that's the interactive color. We've got this color here. That's maybe you don't want to use this anymore, because I think the current privilege set name, hold on, if we do a get priv, yeah, I don't know if you guys know this. Originally, FileMaker had only this get current privilege set name function, and that gives the current privilege set name back of the script, including if the script is in full access mode. You can say, give it grant full access privileges. If you grant it full access privileges, the this function gives back full access. And that often makes problems because then users who don't have full access accidentally get to do something because you've used the wrong function to ask if we've got full access. And so you probably want to use get, not that one. That one. No, not that one. Account privilege, excuse me. Account. That one. This is the one you want to use because that's really the privilege set that the user's got. And so if you use this one up here, that's probably a mistake. You probably don't want to use that one. And so here it's in a warning color.
Hey, Russell, I want to pause you just for 1 second. Ruben in Discord, he was curious, up on lines 18 and 19 for the comments, you added the @ symbol and you got those different colors. Can you show him how you set those different colors?
Yeah, we certainly can. Coming back, we put the script down here. Coming back to fmSyntaxColorizer, it has two areas that are interesting. One is the colors. If you go in there, you get a palette of all the different colors. The left side is the colors for script steps. The right side is the colors for calculations. If you change the view into list view, you can see there's all kinds of different palettes here that you can choose from. We're in the current default color palette, but you could change to a dark mode palette. If you like working in dark mode and you've got your FileMaker set up to use dark mode, then you'll want to use one of the dark mode palettes. So you can change palettes here, and if you don't like a color, you can now, after 10 years of not realizing that admins couldn't do it, you can now change the color of an entry here. So you can change the palettes. So that's how you change a color. But the question we have now is, how do you define the syntax? What word becomes what color? And if you go into this list, the syntax list, you see here in the first main column, the command which is recognized. So for example, if all script steps that begin with if use the control ifs color, which is blue. Here I've got another little extra thing, and if in the script step it sees the word if and empty condition with nothing in it, then it displays as a warning. So already these two steps means we can see if in blue, and we can see this problem situation where we've forgotten to define our condition for the if. We already get a warning because of this entry. And each of the script steps that we have is got the color here, and this is the color name, the name of the color as defined in the palette. So you can change here. We could say, oh, go to object. I want to see my go to objects. I could change the color here and say, okay, that is red, but that is the navigation color in the palette. So I've changed the color not just for go to object, but for every object which is in the navigation color. I'll put that back again to black. But as you see, Christian, you'll be very happy to see that the right click and text color is now working.
Oh, I was smiling cheek to cheek.
That's as a result. Please test your software using user privileges. I didn't for 10 years. And the other thing is, please give feedback. We had like years and years and years of it not working properly because nobody told me. And I never tested as a user. And so everybody thought, what's this strange thing where I can't change the colors. But now it's fixed, thanks to Christian, who talked to me a month ago and said, hey, it doesn't work. Okay, the question was, how do we do the @ sign? We've got several different kinds of thing we can define here. We've got the script step tags. That's all of the script step commands, and these are compared to the beginning of the script step. Or, hold on, when we go down further, when we get right to the bottom, then we've got these things down here, here. Okay, down here, we've got wildcard definitions with a star at the beginning and at the end, and they find this text anywhere in the script step. So here, for example, it doesn't matter where it comes in the script step or which script step you've got, but if there's a pause on, then that is highlighted with the user interaction color. If you've got with dialogue on anywhere in the script step, then that is user interaction color. If you've got exit after last off, then depending what your style of programming is and whether you use go to next record exit after last on, which is the usual way of getting out of a loop, then if it's off, that might be an error, and so we color that with warning color. And the question was the tags here. Each of these tags are in a category here at the end. We've got, sorry, not category, collections. Or each record is in a collection, and these are all the FileMaker doc syntax things. And these ones, we've got calls, so you can define which scripts does this script call. You can say history to say this is a history comment in the comments at the top of the script. Here's a good one, deprecated. If you're not using the script anymore, you can use an @deprecated tag, and that will get highlighted in the FileMaker doc warning color. So that's kind of like a brown to say it's deprecated. We've also got, you can say halts. If the script does a halt command, then that might be important. If you've got an automatic process going on, you might want to highlight scripts that stop somewhere in the middle so that you don't stop in the middle of some automated process. And that's also highlighted with brown.
We have a question. Does this work in Windows? Yeah. I can't get it to work. Maybe a problem with the Mbs plugin.
Okay. Yeah. We have
Christian Schmidt. Christian Schmidt. Where are you? Christian Schmidt.
Nearly all of the tools I'm going to show you have got the prerequisite. The first M is a Macintosh computer. The second M is the Mbs plugin, and the third M is MrWatson. Yeah, this combination of three things is what you need to get the absolute most out of your FileMaker system. And
all right, so sadly, I got the Windows people are all voting their dishappiness about this. Labo, Organ
yes,
yeah, they're unhappy.
Yeah, Windows
really
people.
Good,
Windows people, there is a very, very good way to get around it, and that's buy a Macintosh for your development.
I didn't tell him to say that, Richard.
Use Windows, please, to keep your end users happy and your administrators, but you desperately need to get a Mac computer because the things that you can build into it using the Mbs plugin and my tools are just so amazing. You're really not going to want to develop in Windows when you see all the stuff that you can do on the Mac. And my tools focus on the areas in FileMaker development where you're just missing functionality, you're missing support, and where errors occur, my tools catch those errors. And coming back for a second to the scripts, the main place where you get errors in scripts is with variables that you've forgotten to define, or the variables where you've got a typo with, you know, one too many letters. In Windows or without Mbs Plugin and Syntax Colorizer, you'll never see that. It's just black. With the Mbs Plugin and variable checking turned on.
All right, back up. So I have a question. So David Angel is continuing to protest. The question is does Christian Schmidt hate Windows? Why is this not supported in Windows? Why?
It's not supported in Windows because the technology with which Christian can hook into the FileMaker GUI is a Mac thing which just isn't available on Windows. In Mac, there's an API that he can use to click into this window to say, call me when a script step is being drawn so that I can decide the color.
Christian just answered the question over here. So he says that Christian Olson, you want to say what Christian? Can you repeat what Christian Schmidt said since he's not verbally here?
You want me to? Christian said that basically the C++ classes can't hook onto it. Coca on macOS allows us to hook into it. Put more simply, Windows is inferior to Mac.
Okay, that's okay. Okay, just stoking the fire of hatred and discontent.
However, tomorrow and in the following days, we will see tools which are very definitely useful on Windows. I use fmWorkMate and fmCheckmate the whole time to transfer code between our Mac-based master database and our Windows-based customer databases. When I want to patch software, when I've made a fantastic new button on the customer's version of the database, and I think I want that in my master, then using my tools, I copy it out of the Windows software, transfer it over the remote network via the text clipboard as XML, and then paste it into my local master database so that I don't need to rebuild this button or the script or everything again in my master database.
And Russell, could I jump in and ask you a question? And I just want to emphasize, for those of us who are using Mac, what you showed off there really briefly with the red on the variable, I got to say, and we chatted about this together, it is hands down one of my most favorite features of your tool, of the monkey bread thing, because I can't tell you how many times I have had to debug a script that wasn't working because I spelled a variable wrong later in it. But you showed me in our meeting, and I can't remember how, that if I wanted the red to turn off, there's a trick that you had.
So here we go. I will show you that in FileMaker 18, was it? Clarice introduced targeting variables with various steps. So, for example, insert calculated result used to be only for fields, and you could insert into a field some calculation. It's very similar to the set field. Step, but insert calculated result triggers the triggers which are on a layout field, which set field doesn't. Set field works on the schema level, and insert calculated result works on the layout level. And this used to only have fields as a target, but now you can also say, no, I want to target is full access. And as you'll see here, we now have an incorrect warning. Because, oh no, look, it's gone. Hey, Christian, great. Hey, Christian has recognized that this here is a target variable not that we're reading it. It's like if I did a set variable ABC and put in here, there is full access. I say here I'm reading the variable, and so it's not defined. But here, Christians recognize that isn't a reading of the variable, that's writing the variable. So that's defined here, and so this is happy. So that has worked. But there are some, is it insert from URL?
When in the beginning of a loop, I'll do a set variable $C equals $C plus 1. So the beginning of every loop I have a warning that variable is not referenced, and I just ignore them. But I think it's also like when you're doing the insert from URL. There are some others.
Okay.
Oh, there you go.
Okay, is that right? Yeah. Okay, here. In the case of insert from URL, the MBS plugin can't recognize that this is a defining of the variable instead of a reading. And so we get 2 errors instead of no errors. And there's a very neat trick with these at things, which is not just a word, but it changes the semantics. It changes the meaning of your code. And that is in a comment with at var, you can say is full access, and then you can document it, blah, 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 blah. But if I save the script, you'll see it disappears because the MBS plugin accepts this with a $sign here, and it says that is a definition of this variable. And so you can define your variables using this technique. And not only that, you can, with a comma, you can say, you know, I've got all of these variables, which I really don't want to actually really define, but I've got a custom function which is defining my variables. They're the variables that are coming in. So please don't give me lots of warnings that these aren't defined, because yes, they are. It's just you can't see it. Yeah. And so with this little at var order, I think you can say at global. At global, is that right? Is that working? Oh no, not at global. Oh no, at param. That's what I'm thinking of. At param. So at the top of your script, you can define in your code here. If you go without a variable, it's just documentation. Without a $sign. If you define without a $sign, it's just documentation. If you put a $sign, it's more than documentation. It's the actual definition. And please don't bug me with the variable warnings. So that's extremely useful. If you have loops in which you just say, you know, set variable I is equal to $I plus 1. And you're one of those lazy guys who doesn't explicitly define your variable at the beginning. Hold on, what was that? Set variable. Yeah. Stop it. Go away. Wrong. Set variable. $I is equal to 0, 0, or whatever you use. I'm an explicit guy. I always define my variables at the beginning with set variables. Some people like to not do that. And then have a loop which works, and they're fine. They're absolutely fine until this script, which was written for one record, they say, oh, hold on, we want to do it for all the records. So I'm going to put another loop in around this loop, and I'm going to go to record here and go to record first and go to record next. And the people who haven't defined their variable, oh, look, there it is. Orange warning, you haven't put your exit after last. Okay, and these guys who've made this mistake now have the problem that on record number 2, the $I variable hasn't been reset. So if that went round 10 times in the first record, when it gets to the second record, I is now 11. Haha. And so you guys have all just lost out because you didn't define your variable at the beginning to be really what it is. And only now will this code work. So tip from me, define your variables. Okay.
I did not know about the go-to record turning orange if you have the on last off. As someone who has accidentally fired an infinite loop, I like that.
Yeah. And it's like, here's another new one. Here, look here. Here we've got a new option, which is in one of the very recent MBS version 11 something plugins. And that is my idea, Christian's implementation. We now have wildcards, not only in steps, but in calculations. So hold on, we can do that. We can go into the calculation. Look, let me go in here. Look here, whoa, there. In calculations, we also have a wildcard. So I've got a calculation definition with star, ZZZ star, and that highlights this ZZZ here. Our naming convention is all fields or fields or scripts or whatever, which are no longer to be used and are deprecated and to be moved out of the database. We first prefix them with ZZZ and only maybe delete the fields if really necessary. And this ZZZ is extremely good in calculations to see that it's being used in calculations. And here the ZZZ as a warning in the...
So
yeah.
Stu just asked a question. How do we use this in another database? Do we need to copy and paste anything? Simply open this alongside the file?
You have to open it and press this button once for each instance of FileMaker that you have. And as you see, I've got rather a lot of FileMakers here. I've got a FileMaker 19 and another 19 and an 18 and a 17. And so if you have more copies of FileMaker, you have to do it for each one. If you've only got one FileMaker that you use, then you just open it, colorize, and finished. Every time you come back,
so
your scripts
so to clarify this a little bit for Stu, this is one of those settings it's per the installation on a computer of FileMaker. So if you want to install it and have it shared with 8 or 10 or 12 people, it doesn't work that way. There's some settings in FileMaker that I've actually talked to product management about and say, hey, this is really stupid, right? Like if we customize the toolbar, right, then we want it to be that way for the file. They should be file-specific preferences. Instead, they're just saved locally on the computer, so you don't get the benefit of sharing them everywhere. So I've actually talked, I'm going to send that to the, apparently the fake Brad Tag is stepped away for today. I don't see them here on Discord, but if they show up again tomorrow, we will be passing these suggestions along with our credit card number on how to do that. So, yeah.
And Russell, I had one other, I think, kind of quick question. So a lot of our community in here is really interested in sharing things with one another. If let's say 2 of our people downloaded this and were using it, and Kyle Williams had this palette that he really wanted to share with Stu, is there any easy way to do that?
I kind of like forgot that we had this. We discovered it the other day when you said you had a dark mode palette, and I generally don't like dark mode, so I don't do much dark mode stuff. But there's this button up here, export palettes, which exports, I presume, all of the found palettes. Can't remember, to tell the truth, whether it's just the one you're looking at or whether it's all of them. Let's press it. Oh, yeah, look
like
there.
Learning Live.
Yeah, no, it's like, it's a long time ago that I programmed it. So 14 color palettes have been successfully exported. So in other words, you need to go into find mode, search for, what was it? Yeah, here we go, KO colors. Search for the one palette that you want to export. Click export palettes. One color palette has been successfully exported to file. Look, it's the word one. How neat is that? And that goes onto your desktop, which is here somewhere. Look, there. And that's just exported as this text file. You can send that to somebody, and they can then click import palettes, and it's imported again. So you can share it like that, which is nice.
And it's also actually pretty smart. When you go to import them, it'll let you know if you're trying to import one that you already have, and I think it skips some.
Yeah. So import, palettes to import. This palette already exists in fmSyntaxColorizer and will not be imported. How nice. Exists. Yeah. So if it already exists, it will say. If you give it a name which is different, if we delete this one, then it will then come in. Yeah, nice. So that's the import palettes feature. So you can send palettes to me. If you have good palettes, if you don't like the colors which are here, it's like I say, I don't use dark mode. So if you use dark mode and tweak the colors so that it's more readable, for example, you might not like the error color. That's a little bit dark, the red on the black background. Maybe you find a better color for error, which shows the errors up better. Then you can send it to me, and it will either add it as a new palette, or if it's good enough, we can tweak the default colors so that everybody gets it when fmSyntaxColorizer is released.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, what else do you guys want to cover day one? Because day one, tomorrow's day two, right? So anything else you want to save for tomorrow?
For tomorrow, we will move on from fmSyntaxColorizer and move on to fmWorkMate and the fmCheckmate, fmWorkMate, fmCheckmate. I've killed my FM Launchpad, so it's not opening properly at the minute. Here, fmWorkMate.
Wow.
Here. Yeah, it's like you don't often get to see the pretty icons in the background. This is fmWorkMate. It's packed with tools. fmCheckmate, fmLogAnalyzer, fmDBAnalyzer, fmSyntaxColorizer. fmSyntaxColorizer is an external tool that we've already done. And we will look at this tomorrow. There's one other thing that I wanted to do today, but I've with the thing at the beginning, we kind of like sucked up the time and not shown it.
No.
And that is...
Whoa. You mean the introduction time?
Yeah, because I showed this pop-over card window thing. It rather stole my time that I wanted to use now.
No, you can use it now if you've got something to show. We don't have a hard stop. We can go for a little bit more. Not a problem.
Okay. Good. Then we'll do that. Here. I was looking at Wolfpack 6, which is a great add-on from Christian, and in here there was a developer to-do list. It's a developer to-do list.
I actually used that yesterday.
You used that yesterday. Then have I got something for you? Let's go and see if I can find it. RCC meets MrWatson. I think it was this one that I've actually pimped up. Okay, look here. Here I've got... I've changed it a little bit. We've basically got a to-do list with things that we need to do. So here we've got it's an assignment, high priority, change the window to a standard window. In this add-on itself, I've made some things to do on this add-on. So the floating window is annoying because it floats in front of the script workspace that you want to edit. And so that's something that we need to do. Over here on the right, I've extended the information that we've got. There used to be like a layout name and a field name, but we've got a script name, and we've also got a line number and a file name as well. So we've got a bit more information than we had. And the thing that's great is this little button here. This little button here is rather exciting. So where do we need to go to fix this problem? To this script, open the to-do list at line 16. If I press this button...
Wow.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. We're in the script workspace, in the open to-do list at
line 16.
The exact place where we need to change the error. There's another one here. We're going to the next one. There was
Yeah, the add-on. The
Look here, look here.
Yeah.
Here we've got some problem. There's some Japanese in the script in line 27. It's in this script, and it's in line 27. That's what it looks like. It's just a bit of information. And I can click here. When I click here, bang! There we are. We're in the script. Look, we're in the open script, and there it is. There's a fix me. There's some strange.
Wow.
It might not even be Chinese, and it goes to the place you want. Wow! This is a wrapper around an MBS function that Christian made. Probably was my idea, and Christian made it, so it's possible to jump to open a script in the script editor and to jump to the line. I have made a FileMaker module. Here it is. I've made a FileMaker module, fmScriptWorkspace, and it's got these public API scripts here, and it's basically, this is the script you want. This is the script you want, fmScriptWorkspace.OpenScript. That is the script which you pass. Oh, look, here we've got some nice parameters in green using the @param FileMaker documentation. You pass it. Okay, it says here also they are return delimited parameters. You pass the script name, the line number, and the line number 2. So you can not only jump to a line, but you can highlight a block if you want. Do we have a test? Do we have any test things so I can do that? Let's just make a look. Here's a new script. Cool. Look, here we got a new script. We're gonna call that script. We're gonna call OpenScript, and we're gonna say, okay, the script we want to do was the OpenScript that we looked at a second ago with the funny Japanese stuff in it. And then a return, and we want to highlight line 4 to line 16. Okay, so show me this script in the script editor with those lines highlighted. When I run that, ta-da!
So is this one cross-platform with Windows 2 or not, just Mac only on this one as well?
This, I think, is probably again Mac only, but it's you know, for this function alone, it's worth paying the money to buy a Mac.
This guy's as bad as you are, Christian. I mean,
I didn't coach him to say that.
No. Just stop for a second and think about what does this make possible. This makes a whole bunch of stuff possible for an integrated development environment, for an IDE. It's like you can have offline documentation about your FileMaker database, maybe based on a DDR export, a database definition report, or just some, you know, a wiki or HTML documentation, and that documentation can have a FMP script URL in it. You know, it can have a link to say, oh yeah, open this script, and you click on that in your browser, and that opens an FMP URL which runs this script and tells it which script to open with which lines to select.
So Organ Dean has a, I know, but people are amazed here. They're blown away. This is amazing. Organ Dean says, can you create a to-do inside the script editor and automate this linking ?
Yeah, okay, look, hold on here. We could. Yeah, it's like we could put. I don't know. We could put an FMP URL in here, kind of thing. How to come again? What's your question again?
It says, can you create a quote to do inside the script editor automating this linking ?
Yeah.
You could, since you can find the text. So if you just had a tag that you always used, then your function could go and find it. You just have to put the script name in.
Okay, I'm going to give you a very little quick look at some functionality that I want to show you in a week or two. I'm jumping the gun incredibly if I show you this, but I could show you this. to kind of like help indicate, I'll give you a quick look into, I'm going to blow your minds. If your minds aren't blown, I'm going to turn them to jelly now. Okay, you ready? We're going to open fmWorkMate. Okay, here's fmWorkMate, and one of the things in here is fmAutomate. If I start fmAutomate, I can just click this button here. No, I can just click this button here. When I click this button here, it defines a menu for me and closes again. That's defined a menu for me. And when I go into, I need to go into a script. Sorry, I'm going to open fmAutomate again because it's got a good script for demonstrating stuff in it. I'm going to go in here and I'm going to say, okay, open fmAutomate properly and edit the test script. Look here. This is also, bang, 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 ta-da. That is an example of how you can use the fmScriptWorkspace module. You can put a button in your layout and tell it which script to open, which is just done. It's just opened my test script. And in here, I've got various example things, and the fmAutomate has added a menu, a right-click menu. You might already know the MBS context menu, which you get in the script workspace when you have the MBS plugin installed and have enabled it. You get this bit, I think, down to here. But this down here is all an fmAutomate menu. Okay, and there's all kinds of shit in here. Yeah, there's really cool stuff. For example, there's FileMaker doc open URL. Yeah, and if I click that, it finds the URL and opens it in Safari. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Or it's like the link between these two things.
Hang on. So tomorrow, are you showing us how we install and set up?
I've jumped the gun a lot here because a lot of the stuff that you can do here, kind of like builds on technology in the other tools. But one of the things, there's two things here that I wanted to
before I forget real quick, Russell, I do very, very much want you at one point to export your developer tool edition. There's the feature in the Wolfpack so that I can update Wolfpack, but I also want to send it back to the creator to show him what you did. So no rush on that, but I want to make sure.
Yeah. Well, that's okay. We can come back to that as where I would like to take the idea. As this idea here, in this add-on, I would recommend making a list layout and adding a. Have we got an OK field? Like if we have an OK field, I would say that's done.
Jake, if you're watching this later, you see what he's doing.
It's like we can put an OK field. Can we put a little OK field on here, kind of thing? Was that OK? Okay. If we put like a little OK thing here on, say, you are one of our good old checkbox with a, everybody has got a one Boolean value list. You can count on it. You can count on it. Okay, so here we've got a little thing here. And then we can say, doesn't matter that it's in the wrong place. You get the idea. When it's done, we can say, okay, that's done, finished, great. But then what we could do, we could build an import button to import all of the errors which have been found and generated by our favorite analysis tool, whether it's base elements or inspector or cross-check or whatever you use to analyze your DDR. You can go into one of those things and you get a list of 37 scripts that have got bugs in them. Or maybe there's a bug in FileMaker, which means every enter preview mode pause script step that you've got, you need to add a little pause after it, which was a problem that we had in Europe with FileMaker 18 with particular print drivers, the print thing didn't work. And the way to get around it was to add a little pause after an enter preview step. And so I used crosscheck. We used crosscheck. I used crosscheck to find the 600 or 500 or 300 positions in our database where we do a preview pause in a script with a print step in it. And I imported all of those positions with the file name, the script name, and the script step into a tool like this. And then I made a button. I made a script which basically for me clicked this button, ticked off that it was complete, and goes to the next record.
Wow.
And like that, I had my 300 positions that I needed to fix, and I just go click, paste, save, close window, 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 again and again and again and again and again. And in 300 different places, I inserted this one, pause for a tenth of a second, and within half an hour, 20 minutes, within a reasonable amount of time, I had got this problem out of our life, because we had customers who were saying, it's printing the wrong layout. So with this technique, I extended my developer tool to deal with batch processing of FileMaker, FileMaker scripts and bugs. Wow. So all you need to do is like go to GitHub, go to my GitHub place, search for fmScriptWorkspace, search for fmScriptWorkspace, download the example file, and then just copy this folder into each of your files, and you're ready to go. Okay? So it's like this. Probably, Christian or to somebody, probably we can turn it into an add-on. So it's even easier. And then all you would need to do is just say fmScriptWorkspace add-on, and you don't even need to drag anything to a layout. You just, you could build fmScriptWorkspace together with this thing here as an add-on, and with one click, you got really hot functionality in your FileMaker for developing. You can get to where you want to go. Fantastic. This is one of the key building blocks of where I want to go with my FileMaker developer environment. I want to make an IDE. I'm not happy with the windows for of the script workspace. It's like here, I just can't get out of it what I want. But with this fmScriptWorkspace module, together with Mbs Plugin, together with a Mac computer, together with fmAutomate, where I can integrate all sorts of stuff into my script workspace, it's like I'm getting towards a tool that I want to have.
Wow.
And that I want you guys to have. So that's why I'm here. That's why we're here. And 2021, 2022 is going to be a fantastic year for developing in FileMaker on your Christmas Macintosh computer. Great.
I love it. I love it. Well, Christian, we need to Christian Olson. We need to land the airplane here. So, what do you want? Yeah. What do we want to do here to do that? I'm blown away. People are blown away. I think there's a lot of people are overwhelmed by this. There's a lot. This is a lot.
Oh, I mean, even for myself, there's so much here. It's amazing. So tomorrow, as I understand it, Russell, you're going to go into a little bit of fmWorkMate and kind of continue the flow now of the tools, because in a lot of ways you did the Syntax Colorizer almost for me,
Yeah.
Tomorrow we really, if today felt dense, I think it's going to get denser the next couple presentations. Yeah.
Yeah. Then, as a taster of what we will look at tomorrow, we will use fmCheckmate to correct our variables. We said the MBS plugin can find variables which aren't defined. I'll give you an example. Set variable ABC is equal to, what was it? Panel right, dollars panel right. Okay, that shouldn't cause an error, yeah? Okay, that doesn't cause an error, but maybe you guys are people who have spaces in your variable names. Yeah, it's like, it's legal, it's quite fine. FileMaker is extremely happy. FileMaker has no problem with spaces in variable names, but sadly, the MBS plugin does. Spaces in variable names doesn't work.
I've never put a space in one.
Yeah, you can put all, it's like, you can, basically you have Unicode, you can put Unicode in here. So you can, in fact, hold on, where is my, here we can say, show me emoji and symbols. It's quite legit to say, my variable name is, dollar smiley. Because a smiley is valid. I do not recommend this. Okay, I'll say that now. I don't recommend it. But it's possible. And the reason I don't recommend it is because you can get into difficulties with DDRs and stuff when you got strange characters flying around. So I don't recommend that.
Very, very cool stuff. I do think we gotta bring the plane down a little bit, and then just so everyone listening to, ahead of tomorrow, I'll work with Russell to get the files. So if you guys want to download these and play with them, we'll have those. We'll also attach them with the streams, but you can of course go to his GitHub to get these demo files. Except for your card demo that you showed us today, you're gonna need to add the FMP12 to that.
That's there too. That's there too. It's all uploaded.
I'll send you an email about that.
The main URL to remember is fmWorkMate.com. That's basically the starting place, which is kind of like my homepage. And on here, you can find all the tools. And then there's get it on GitHub. And the homepage of here has also got about fmWorkMate. And here it's got a link, GitHub MrWatson DE. So. Yeah,
beautiful.
You can get there pretty quick from fmWorkMate.com.
Cool.
Well, I think we've generated some excitement for tomorrow. I'm looking forward to tomorrow and the next few weeks. So.
Yeah. We've got loads to get through. This stuff has been developed since 2008. I think I started with the FMDB analyzer, and so it's been developed for 13 years now. And I just want to say thank you to you guys. Hold on, look here. When we go to GitHub, I've been moving stuff to GitHub ever since runtimes have been removed. And here, look here. Here you see my contributions to GitHub. And Christian, I can't remember when we talked, but it was like, it was back here somewhere. And since then, I have been working like crazy to get the documentation up, to improve things, to get bugs out. And so you guys are causing me to put more effort into make it pretty and make it work. In return, people, I ask you to join in, use the stuff. It's all different kinds of open source. So check out the kinds of licenses. I've been battling with licenses, what you can do with which ones, but it's all like free. You can all use it. Some of the stuff you can take away and use in your own databases. Others, it's a tool that you need to feed back into. But please join in. If you find a problem, come to the Issues tab and create an issue and use that to communicate with improvements.
Okay.
My opinion is if we work together on this, 2022 will just be so fantastic with a FileMaker integrated development environment. It's
In fact, you guys might save so much money and time. You could use that investment towards your first Mac.
That's what
give me
Arnold just said that. Yeah, Arnold said that. Wow. Okay.
Give me 10 cents for each bug that you find, avoid, get rid of.
Oh, yeah, you'd be a millionaire.
Yeah.
It'd be very rich. All right, cool.
Yeah.
Well, I need to bring this to a landing, so I appreciate it. We'll see everyone tomorrow, 1 o'clock Pacific time, Discord, Twitch, YouTube. Feel free to join in the conversation. Day 2, and then we'll take a little break, and then Mr. Watson will be back later in a week or two. All right? Is that it for now, Christian?
Great.
Yeah, thanks, everybody. A lot of fun. Looking forward to tomorrow.
We'll catch you tomorrow.
It was great.
And the guys just stepped up the whole way. Calm, cool, collected the quarterback. Great read, good patience. More importantly, great job up front protecting this quarterback to give you a chance. And that's all you can ask for.
Trying to rally down 10. 9:25 to go here in the fourth. Short motion by Amendola from the left. Brady takes the shotgun snap. Stands in, throws it left for Amendola. Reaches up and snacks a high throw and lands inside the 10. Rolling to the 9. Ball slightly behind him. Again, he makes the grab.